And now when he's learning his Russian dance so nicely, he's got to do the turkey trot.
Comrades of the Soviet Union, citizens of the world, this is Moscow News. We have interrupted our scheduled program for a glorious announcement. Today, on the 2nd of February in the year 1943, the valiant soldiers of the Red Army have achieved a historic victory. The fascist invaders have been utterly defeated at the Battle of Stalingrad. After 200 days and nights of relentless battle, the uncycled remnants of General Frederick Paulus's 6th Army, once numbering over 300,000, have surrendered. The last pockets of resistance in Stalingrad Kissel, the cauldron, have collapsed under the weight of Soviet steel and fire. And now for a word from General Vasily Chukovic, the commander of the 62nd Army.
General Chukov, thank you for joining us. For months, the world watched Stalingrad. Now, with the enemy surrounded and defeated, can you help us understand how we got here?
In August of 1942, Hitler ordered the capture of Stalingrad. His goal was to seize control of the Volga River and cut off our access to the oil fields of the Caucasus. They believed that if they could take the city, they would break the Soviet Union. They were wrong.
On November 19th, the Red Army launched a bold counteroffensive, Operation Uranus. Can you tell us about that turning point?
Yes, Operation Uranus was the plan that changed everything. On November 19th, Soviet forces struck north and south of Stalingrad, near the Kalach. It was double pincer, a trap. 4 days later, on November 23rd, the jaws closed. Over 265,000 Axis soldiers were trapped inside the city. Despite Hitler's orders to hold their ground, Paulus and his army could not escape. We cut off their supplies, we pushed from all directions. They were starving, freezing, just as our people had suffered. On January 31st, 1943, Field Marshal Paulus surrendered. By February 2nd, the last resistance had collapsed. Stalingrad was ours.
And what does this moment mean for the future of the war?
It means that the myth of the Nazi invincibility has been broken. The Red Army is advancing. The tide is turning, not just for the Soviet Union, but for the world. The enemy now knows we will not be conquered. We will resist, rebuild, and reclaim every inch of our land.
Thank you, Comrade Chukov. You and your soldiers have written a new chapter in history, one that will be remembered for generations.
On January 31st, 1943, Field Marshal Paulus, personally promoted by Hitler 2 days earlier, surrendered to the Red Army. This last resistance ended today, February 2nd, in the northern sector. Over 91,000 Axis soldiers, including 22 generals, have been taken prisoner. Among them, Marshal Paulus, General Smitsch, and General Strecker. Good evening, comrades. Tonight, live from the heart of Moscow News, we are joined by the Supreme Leader himself, Joseph Stalin. Welcome, Comrade Stalin.
Thank you.
Indeed. Let's begin. Nazi Germany is collapsing. What does this moment mean for the people of the Soviet Union?
It means we have reached the final act of a very long, very tragic play. It is justice for every village burned, every family broken. The Soviet people have earned this victory with blood, bed rations, and back-breaking labor.
Yes, Order 227, a firm reminder. So, with the Red Army in Berlin, what messages do you have for the soldiers still fighting there?
To our soldiers, I say, you have carried out your duty with courage. The Reichstag is close. Raise the flag, smash the last of the resistance, and if anyone considers taking a step back, please refer again to order number 227. It's still in effect and very much enforced.
Panic makers and cowards must be liquidated on the spot, not one step backward without orders from higher headquarters. Commanders who abandon a position without an order from the higher headquarters are traitors to the motherland.
There's still the matter of Hitler. Do you believe he will face justice?
Of course, whether by Soviet hands, by bunker panic, or something else, justice will arrive. History does not forget, and neither do we.
And what about after Berlin? What happens to Germany and to Europe?
Germany will be rebuilt very carefully and very much without Nazis. As for Europe, we offer peace, ideally peace with strong Soviet influence and familiar marching songs.
And lastly, Comrade Stalin, to the people watching, factory workers, students, babushkas who had lived at 3 stars, what do you say?
You, the people, have done what seemed impossible. You have held the line, you have moved forward. Through it all, you remembered. Not one step back. Now we are steps away from victory. Stand proud. History is watching, and so are we.
Well, thank you, Comrade Stalin. Victory's near, comrades. Stay tuned, for history is watching. The city itself lies in ruins, with 95% of Stalingrad destroyed, its buildings reduced to rubble. Among the voices lost was that of young Tasha Savicheva, a child of Leningrad. In her diary, she wrote, "Zenya died on December 28th at 12 noon 1941. Grandma died on January 25th, 1942. All are dead. Only Tanya is left. She would soon die as well. Her words, simply tragic, speak for a generation of Soviet children silenced by war. Yet, from this devastation, the unbreakable spirit of the Soviet people rise. We remember every life lost and every family torn apart, and we vow that their sacrifice will never be forgotten. Glory to the heroes of Stalingrad." Let every citizen of the USSR know this victory is paid in blood and sacrifice. Stalingrad, though burned and battered, still stands. The fascists retreat and the Soviet Union advances. And remember, not one step back.